Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. I'm Bray.
I'm Brian. I don't hear you though.
Give us
Hello?
1 second. Having a brief interruption.
Bray, I don't hear you.
I Give me 1 second, Dad. I just heard a
There,
knock on the door.
sure.
All right. So sorry for the interruption, guys. That's actually our new router. We just upgraded our internet plan, so we need a better router to support it.
What's up? Vid-Bits 2.0, Lab 2.0.
All right. Just gonna do a quick sound check. Let's hop into Dad's game. Seem to have misplaced my phone.
Your phone is in this half of the lab. Get on the Segway and come all the way over here. All right, guys, as you can see, we really haven't done anything crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the metric is for any of this stuff because I've not jumped in a long time. We just changed the clan to the Vid-Bits arcade. Yeah.
All right. Everything seems to be in order. Seems to sound
Full
good.
dis full disclaimer, if you're a member of what was formerly known as Chilltown, you're now a member of the Vid-Bits arcade. If you see this in some sort of socials and you don't know why people are hitting you up because you're on a public uh, a displayed list. We're not gonna scroll through all of our clan, but if you guys all of a sudden start getting hit about it and you don't want to get blown up about it, then feel free to exit the clan at any given time. Sorry for no warning.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
That's how chill we are. I mean, it
All
was
right.
Chilltown will always live on in our hearts, but honestly, it's about making sure that we can be accessible to people that now see this through the vidbits and say, hey, those guys do Destiny stuff, and we can find a way to casually link up. Especially because I'd still love to play Gambit as long as it's not unbalanced. I'd still love to throw down with some Gambit. Still would love to do some passive raids where we could plan it out and it could all be planned and very, very chill. I would love to do that.
Yeah,
And also like
I agree.
put a limit on how long we're gonna play. Like we're only gonna play for a couple hours. We're gonna what I mean? Stuff like that. That would be so much fun.
Well, my problem was I had to start working Destiny at a job at a point to be able to keep up with like the meta and be able to know how the game was flowing and stuff. So to be
Oh
in the
yeah, they
point
make
at
it
the
so that, like you're playing, getting yourself in trim for Elden Ring and everything and for the DLC, like you're getting yourself in the mechanics of all of that so you can stay actively like attuned to how you're going to go in there and not be clunky. It's like that. You're in an organic environment with Destiny where as the meta flows, you have to flow with it. If you like I we have no idea unless you looked up, Bray, like
I just
have
know
no
that
idea what the
certain
meta is now.
certain exotics have been nerfed since the last time I played, but I'm not entirely sure. I think ultimately we'll be all right. Nothing's changed too big. It's still rocket launchers, grenade launchers, and swords for certain bosses. So, um, fusion rifles, etc. I think it's really just trying to see the new content. So you are the leader. So whenever you're ready.
Sure. So we'll just do open a director, obviously, and just go to
into the Traveler, yeah. So last
the
night
Pale
we tried
Heart.
streaming, and it's funny. Even though we didn't play on day one, we still got the authentic day one experience.
My God, we totally did, Bray.
Yeah.
Let me turn off the Pac-Man machine just because even though it does not take hardly any Wi-Fi at all to connect to those leaderboards, I don't want anything detracting from this experience. Make sure all my other stuff is good and it's all harmonious. You have hydration, bub?
Yeah, I got a water.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and launch into the Pale Heart.
This is the okay.
But you said legendary difficulty,
yeah,
right?
we're doing legendary. This is my
Why
favorite
does it...
stasis build. For those of you who are watching, this is the only time that I've actually optimized my own build. I just got really good armor distribution and everything.
What do you
click
if
the
I go to
little-
launch, it's the thing's not letting me switch the difficulty from
Here, just promote.
that. Sure, of course. You know I would rather be the guy, the backseat driver. Oops, let me drop my water here. Promote to leader. There you go.
Alright.
It's funny, man. In the beginning, I was the one that was leading you, and now towards the end of it, I am totally fine letting my son, half of his life over, take the lead into the final shape campaign, and it's so fucking poetic. So, I'm just glad that we got out, and the times that we got out would not have made us so disfranchised with like they could not have solved it anyway positively for us if we were so
I'm
jilted.
confused as well. How to...
Right? So it wasn't just me. Okay, just making sure it wasn't just me. The music's pretty sweet. I thought that I was pretty worried about that since they had the whole thing about that. Why did I write ice climbers? I'm an idiot.
Alright,
Ice
so...
Ice climber.
Yeah, you just start it like this and then it'll give... That's so weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay, so, yeah, legendary, powers capped. Actually, I mean, we could have looked at the modifiers, but I'm not too worried about it.
I think we're fine.
I like a good challenge.
Is that a challenge? That's one of my favorite lines from The Lion King.
I feel like game sounds to be a tad higher.
Scar just gets really shitty with him, and Mufasa's mad because, Scar's just getting the best of him with his verbal jabs because he's not as strong as him. So he's got to be a smart ass and let it work, Terrence.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the saddest movies I remember watching as a kid. Just like, I remember watching it at school for the first time and just being so pissed off. But I also remember having getting in trouble while watching The Lion King right around the scene where he dies. I'm like playing with this watch I had. It was like a Lego watch where you could like stick minifigs on it and stuff.
All right, let's dial in here.
I can't believe this movie is
Well, they did the thing that they always do. There's a lot of fucking hair in there. There's a lot of fucking fluff in there.
like an anime.
They did. I would have rather had 7 years of killer than 10 years of filler.
I feel like I don't know if it's been 10 years of filler. I feel like it just hasn't evolved as much as it possibly could.
Destiny 2 did not, as much as Destiny 1 was stripped from the get-go, Destiny
It
2
has-
had a lot more hiccups, I think.
But Destiny 2 has always had more story built in. I feel
We have
like,
no
than
signal on either
Destiny 1
Vanguard
ever
leader.
did.
The Guardian's comm line is open but non-responsive.
It's
Alright,
more
we're
responsive.
here. We crashed, but we're here. What is this place?
What is up with my
The
headphones?
Traveler contains many more multitudes than you or I could ever comprehend.
Dude,
You are yet in the
Peter
threshold.
Dinklage does such a great
Whatever
job
lies
as Ghost.
between you and
Shut
the
up.
traveler's pale heart is a side effect of the witness's paracausal mutilations.
I mean, I never thought that he was going to be able to have the staying power for 10 years of such a hard role to maintain, but here we are.
Go.
You're such a facetious bastard sometimes.
That's no wizard.
Take it. The witness
That's
must
no
be
move.
using them to search for us. That's a scared
You just did a better job.
Keep the key in a wizard chest.
He wasn't interested. He didn't understand the game.
He didn't understand. He's like, what am I? Well, you're a little robot thing. You're a robot thing, huh? I'm little. Don't you know my problem with that?
Gosh.
Oh, man.
Ah, the
What about
darkness
politics and
unravels.
voiceover acting? What about? I think that when it's all said and done, when we talk about the 10 years of this, we need to talk about all the politics and how politics in video games have really fucked the experience in this case here. We lost composer, we lost storyline structure,
It's
we
not
lost
even-
fucking some voiceover
It's not
actors.
even
It's like,
politics. It's the fact that Sony acquisition, they just decided that they were gonna sign a predatory
that's such a great way to put it, though. It's not even funny, but it's so true.
The whole problem was if they lost a certain amount of, or if they didn't make a certain amount of money, they were going to be able to take control
Let's try activating that
of
concentration of
the
darkness.
studio, which is like Sony would just take complete control of the IP and everything. That is so ridiculous.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like, it's that whole thing, it makes you feel like you're stifling to create, because you don't want to accidentally create, like, magic at a studio that you would just, and then have to, like, surrender your IP to. Like, so you have to, like, kind of, like, suffer in silence until they fire you, or you make enough money and you work to start
they
your own
had the
studio.
same predatory problem with Activision, and that's why they separated from Activision in the first place, because Activision was just treating them like shit, and then they just got passed over to Sony.
How did Activision be the four aces that left Atari to form an amazing company, and then be headed by Trip Hawkins, be way ahead of the curve as far as like what they wanted to do with the industry, when really all it was about was giving the programmers their credit and their due, and then all of a sudden have
That's my
such a
first
juxtaposition. This many years from that, 40 years later, like what the hell has gone on with that company, and how it's like. It was like a lethal dose of poison that was injected, slow-acting poison injected into fucking Microsoft gaming.
Yeah, I mean, but Xbox has been on like a slow descent, slow spiral.
And what are we playing on, folks? What are we playing on? We're not shitting on anything. We are
Oh, because I
non-discriminatory when
put
it
all
comes
my
to.
money onto this platform. I unfortunately
Right.
don't have an option.
But
Especially when
you
all my
also don't
DLC,
prefer.
all of my shit
But
on
even if I was to buy you a PlayStation 5 now, everything with it, you still would prefer to not play with that controller. So I don't know where you would land.
controller. I like the tech on it. I like the
Scans are
adaptive triggers.
inconclusive.
I just don't.
I'm
My
getting
preferred
conflicting
layout
readings on
is
age
You don't like the analog
No,
stick
yes,
placement. You don't like.
I prefer. I feel like I'm more accurate with the Xbox / Nintendo Switch layout.
I think because I had the PlayStation 1 first, that I don't notice it at all when I go between the two of them. But since you were acclimated to the other one first, maybe that's why you notice it more. I don't notice it at all.
I think it's
I just
preference.
tilt my hand in a way where it doesn't bother me at all. But I get why it would be off-putting. The same way I was having a conversation with somebody at GameStop the other day about how effed people are that are leftists. Like, you know, how we're all right-centric as far as joysticks go, and how cool like something like the Atari Lynx was, where you could flip it over and actually have it so the D-pad was going to be favorable to you. But everybody that's left-handed has always just had to just deal with some shit. Like, just deal with it. Like, you know, like sorry you guys are in the minority. Like, it's just gonna still, you know,
I
your
just think
if your
it's
brain
crazy
isn't.
that everyone thought that like most people were right-handed, but it's really just because like left-handedness was oppressed. Like that was like a thing that you were taught not to be left-handed. It's crazy.
Yeah, you probably retrained to be right-handed. Like,
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, he's a lefty. Hurry up and fix it. Fix it before he's fucking socially dumb.
I just
Like, you know, it's sad that was probably the case.
I just don't understand why it matters. It's just a natural preference of which.
These red bars, Bubba?
Of course they're red bars. We're like part yet, or are we still in space?
I don't know, man.
It seems like
We're just having fun.
It seems like we're still in space, like kind
Yeah,
of.
we're still in space. We're not in there yet.
We're just like on a bunch of.
Are we? Look at. Well, no.
See,
Maybe we are a bunch of stuff that's like. Well, maybe.
we're on a bunch of stuff that's being pulled into the pale heart. It looks like.
Man, it's creepy.
It is creepy. It's ominous.
The sudden effect that we've been staring at this thing and this thing's going and we're leading to going inside of this thing that we've only been looking at for 10 fucking years. Yeah, I'm kind of like nervous about how this is gonna pay off. Like there isn't the comfort food
People,
to
like,
give
said
us
this,
the
I remember
victory about
being
this.
like, oh, what if there's gonna be a DLC where you go inside the Traveler? I'm like, no, it's just like a MacGuffin. It's just a thing. Like the Traveler's just like this. When the story goes bad, the Traveler's the one who's just gonna save the day. I mean, just like a lot of people kind of guess, like the Traveler is a lot more ambiguous than it is. Like the light and darkness is very subjective. And I think that's just kind of an allegory.
Did you go in here?
In general, is it open? Oh, there's a third barrier deal.
I got you.
But yeah, looks like this is our first major checkpoint. How do you like your loadout? Is it good?
I've just used the hand cannon the whole time.
Because it's great. I love that they finally made exotic primaries feel a little bit more powerful in Destiny. That was one of my biggest complaints, was that exotic primaries felt like I would always use a heavy weapon or a fusion rifle instead.
The Thorn was one of my favorite hand cannons of all time. So for them to actually have a decent one where I'm like, okay, I can feel some weight to this.
And you're also getting extra damage right now because they're taking it, which is just a passive. That's why it's so good for Gambit. A lot of these like blockers are going. Wow, it's crazy that I put this build together a little bit ago and it's so reliable. This freeze build.
Yeah.
It's just as fun as the last time I used it too.
I always like to use my finishers.
Yeah,
They're pretty cool, especially like if you're trying to make it look good for somebody else.
yeah, it's like a cinematic thing. Like, kind of like how
Yeah.
there's the finishers in the 20. I don't know if you played this in 2016. Ammo and stuff. I saw that little. Did you pick hold X on that thing?
No. You know me.
I totally do know you, man.
Like, I prefer to let you do that kind of stuff because I feel like if I try to do it first, you're already in the middle trying to do it too. So why am I wasting my time?
All right, we have limited revives here. So that was my fault. I could have been in a more advantageous position.
Fine. Make sure we use the natural cover and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just wipe.
Got you. Huzzah for the kingdom!
Never claimed this was going to be a flawless run.
No. We also chose to play it on a hard difficulty, so...
Just had to do a little bit of adjustments to make sure we were loud enough. That's the wrong way.
Of course, I'm just gonna follow you. So.
Gonna go back the way we came. Okay, I think there's a double lot, so let me... Let's turn that down. Audio mixing is something that, like, very few people, I feel like, explain how convoluted it may be. You know?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's a bit better. Let me double check. Alright, so that's a bit better. Oh yeah, you can definitely hear it. Okay. Let's get this. I mean, in my opinion, the last time I had a really good time with Destiny was the legendary like, I love the combat. I feel like it's perfected. That cutscene.
Yep. But I also feel like we're at the point now where after this storyline is done, that we do need Destiny 3. We do need, like, just everything to carry over, and then them just to fucking wipe clean whatever they're trying to do with all the characters' narrative going forward, like they did with Destiny 1 to 2, and then we could, like, forgive all the fucking past transgressions and move on if we want to, and if not, you don't have to play it. Like, I just feel like, you know what I mean? At one point I was like, okay, we don't ever need that, but, like, no, I think there needs to be a clear breaking point after this. Because I don't think that continuing to carry, it's almost like if they continue to carry on, it's like when they build on an engine that they keep having issues with, and they just keep fucking building on top of it instead of fixing it. Makes sense? I think at what they're doing right, they're doing really good now. But also, how much shit is, like, preventing it from running the best it can? How much shit is just to be, like, cleaned up? That they, instead of taking things off the line.
I don't know if I agree. I mean, I can understand how you feel that way. I don't know if they need it. I think this they need.
It's just it's confusing though. Okay, say you just hear about this great thing called Destiny 2 now. Everything that you'd want to do, you have to go online and look about what people did and read about it, watch Sunset gameplay loops you can never play, storylines you can never experience.
Kind of how MMOs
like
are in general, though. I feel like.
Yes, you're just. Yeah, but some people didn't understand how this was because sometimes the gameplay loop was so set for like 3 to 6 months that if you just jumped in, you'd think that this was a standalone product and this is all that it did.
Yeah, I get that.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't so big because they kept sunsetting shit. So it was always still only so much that you can play at one given time, and then that's all you can play, versus an MMO truly is a world that continues to unfurl. They don't eventually close off parts of it like an amusement park and say you can't go here anymore.
My only thing, though, is I know I played that content way more than you did, and it was not that great. You weren't missing out on, like, I feel like the
But then sometimes people want to wait, but if we're looking about how, like, if we're looking at the fact that how people are enjoying you playing Dark Souls 3 through the DLC all the way to Elden Ring to the DLC, if it's about momentum and weight, who wants to play a game where you can watch movies to catch up, and that's the only way you can really truly catch up with the momentum of a character? So there's no way, you're basically now, Destiny 2 is always going to alienate people that want to fucking start from knowing that they can't get the full experience, versus if you let this ride out and you have a conclusion, then people can all jump in at Destiny 3 and feel like they're all together now. Versus 7 years behind. 10 years behind.
I just
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be called Destiny 3, but the whole mentality needs to be where it's almost like then fine, then just call it Destiny again. Don't call it Destiny 2. I mean, I don't know. I just think that there's a naming conventions are off-putting. When I talk to people about Destiny, they say that's still going on, or I like that at this point in time, but then they ruined it, or I liked it during this point in time, or they ruined it, or I liked it during this point in time, but I couldn't afford to keep up with it. Like that's all I hear about. That's just so alienating. That's the whole reason why I never got into WoW, and I never thought that this. I thought this was gonna be my EverQuest or my WoW or whatever.
But I think more of that kind of stuff happens in those communities, and more of these same things have happened within the WoW and other MMO communities that it's not like an uncommon problem. Sunsetting content is
But Destiny is so Destiny with it being with Activision and all that, with Bungie and all that, with it's such a mainstream thing that again it's just so alienating to talk about it. You either love it, you either got into it and have fondness for it, got out of it and still have fondness for it. You got out of it because of some sort of disdainment, so you don't want to talk about it at all. You lament that you can't get back into it. You don't know how to get back into it.
I literally
like
have,
you know, right? Like right, you have friends that just always hate it. Like yeah, like it's weird.
Really,
it's just
I don't know. I think it's one of those things that you either like how the gameplay is, and you like what it's like a Borderlands-esque experience. It's like but I think there is you're getting into this for the village crafting, for like I don't know. I don't really think it makes sense too much to be getting into this as a newer player. I feel like it is.
No, you're right because it's just about impossible. Like you couldn't really justify like trying to explain to one of your homies like unless you like this like don't care about the storyline.
I know plenty.
You
of
just
people
want to
just play.
like if you want to. I say if you play for the gameplay mechanics, this game's still on point. So
I think it's better than that's the thing is I think Destiny 2's gameplay.
But I would say it's only a fair barrier to entry if you're telling somebody to come in here and hang out with you for some PvE. If you want them to come in here 10 years deep and try to hang PvP, then they're
the same thing as like CS:GO.
My God.
I had people trying to get me into CS:GO when that was 8 to 10 years in already. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, or Overwatch even. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Those communities, you have to get in on the ground floor, or else.
Those communities are so divisive. I can't get into it because the communities, every time I've played with them, they don't want to stay on objective. And if we're not going to mic up and you still can't stay on objective, if I can push the point,
the thing,
and
at least I can. There are things in Destiny that, like, I can play a game of Control, and I know that me and you are trying as hard as we can. We can pull the whole team in the game of Control. I know that. Same with Gambit. We'll probably play some Gambit to, like, as a like chill, chill talking point, like maybe afterwards to cool down. Or
that could be the cool down, yeah.
And like I feel like me and Dad used to do the shittiest Gambit team together. I feel like there's still some satisfaction in that. But like even this is supposed to be difficult. I mean, it's supposed to be more difficult at least, because it's on Legendary. But I feel like because we've been in this shit for so long, it's a lot easier.
Most people, when they jump in here, they wouldn't know what order to take these enemies out, and that kind of stuff.
But I feel like we also know what we like about like the kind of builds we like and what we don't. I know that you like the invis build, which I go on and off with. I feel like sometimes it's kind of but that's why I like that there's so much variety in the builds.
Damn it! Stupid take and burn.
I'm also glad that certain weapon types and classes are actually viable. Like, I don't know, say LMGs for example. For the longest time, machine guns were completely useless in Destiny. Like, there was like a period where they were borderline unusable. Whereas now, you can use fusion rifles, you can use machine guns, you can use pretty much anything and get damage. There's a lot less of a meta necessity in, because the way that you kill a meta, and I saw Forrest do this on streams, is like to the meta, you don't just nerf the meta, you just buff everything else in the meta.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you do.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you do. I need to be louder. How can I... Well, let me turn in-game sound down. That's what I forgot to do. So let's go. All right. Let me double check. All right. Let me double check. Probably getting picked. All right, there we go. I just had to go inside the settings and turn all that down.
Are we good?
Yes, we are. I'm just gonna stick back here and try to pick them off from afar.
Yeah, let's try to do a little bit of fun stuff.
Do you remember back in the day when you got that icebreaker for me when I was at Cub Scouts?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell that story?
So basically, I used to just try to carry him through nightfalls, and the ones that we knew how to, like, you know, crawl through and find exploits of shooting through the wall and stuff. And was it Ballast Arc? Was that one? Or...
Yeah, because you could use armor-piercing rounds, I think, to shoot through.
Yeah, there was a wall that you could get through, and then there's a texture that you could go through, and then you could basically get on the roof of the complex where it spawned, and you could shoot through the ceiling.
Yeah, I remember
like
a
I
lot of stuff like that. Those out-of-bounds glitches you could do in D1 were crazy.
Bray was like Cub Scouts, and I just was walking my character, and I would walk him behind me, and I got him to that area where he would be safe, or be like the respawn point. And then I just crawled him through nightfall, and then when I beat it or whatever, he got the icebreaker. And he came home, and I was like,
just one of the best exotics in the game.
and like, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a fire sniper rifle that regenerates ammo.
And it
Like,
had
so-
really, really strong projectiles too. Like those solar projectiles hit hella hard. And it eventually became the meta in PvP as well once they brought it back, because the ammo economy went to shit in Destiny 1. I think that's what killed a lot of motivation for players in D1.
You had to have telemetries, and you basically had to have your inventory full of like ammo regenerating telemetries.
But in PvP, they went from the box system to just everyone got two special ammo per life, and it was a big adjustment for people in PvP at that point, because they were so used to being able to go around to the ammo crates to get special ammo, and it eventually got to the point where you had dramatically less. I saw that, Dad. That was funny.
You know me.
Just getting used to tethering again.
Oh, that's my classic move. Do the super heroic jump up in the air tether move, and then just fall into some crevasse.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit! There's an enemy to my right who's beaming me.
That burn damage sucks.
I agree.
You know, we'd be doing a lot better if we had some spez.
Some spezzy?
Yeah, man.
Why?
See? Didn't have any spez, and look what happened.
Now I feel like you have to explain to people what Spezzy is.
It's delicious. No, it's not. It's orange soda and Pepsi mixed together, or Coke. It's Germans love it. Ugh.
How do I make this mic louder? I guess I just need to talk louder.
That's loud.
Alright. Just gotta be closer to the mic.
Yeah, that works.
Alright. I did not even refill my ammo that time, I don't think.
Well, I think we probably shouldn't have talked about how easy everything was either.
I don't know, I feel like it is pretty easy.
As we've wiped a couple times.
But compared to how I feel like the Witch Queen one was, where I felt like it was kind of kicking our ass for a little bit. I also have a better build now than I did before. Alright. Well... I need to back up. I feel like Destiny does still provide that, like, legendary campaign Halo experience, though. Wow, it shows me your health bar now. It shows when your allies, how low your allies are. You notice that? Look at when I get shot. The little circle. Do you see?
Oh.
That gets, it like fills back up.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool though. If someone's trying to do a healing build, they can kind of more accurately know. Like, there's a weapon that works like the opposite of Thorn, where like when you get kills, it makes it so you can like shoot a projectile that heals your teammates. So I guess it's better for something like that, so you like know which teammates to heal now. Like, whereas before you didn't, like, unless you're, like, the only way you knew your teammate was low is if they had, like, that, exclamation point pop up on their name. Alright, so let's get that guy. It says we're retrieving icons of light. This is the first FPS that I've played in a while, I'm not gonna lie. I've been playing so many third-person games recently, like Red Dead and Elden Ring and Dark Souls and stuff.
We only played a couple for Game of Day May.
Super hot. It's not really a traditional FPS at all. We're gonna have to probably wipe. I think. In better news, I'm completely satisfied with the mix. 40 minutes into stream. So.
Nice.
It's just hard because some games are like really, really low. Like unfortunately, that's the only critique I guess I'd give to indie games is some indie games, because they're made like, you know, on a low budget and everything. I feel like the audio quality and mix isn't necessarily as like up to industry standards. Shit, that's a wipe. I need solar resists on as well. That's what we need to do. Go on your chess piece and just pop on some solar resists, because I keep dying to those solar snipers and those the solar snipers and the that area of effect thing. That should help a bit.
Where should it be?
It's on your chess piece. It's like the mod slot.
Solar resistance?
Yeah. Stasis is still one of my favorite supers of all time. Like, that's the best thing to have come out of Beyond Light, in my opinion. I mean, it was a really good experience. That's the right DLC, right?
I don't know.
It's crazy
You're
how
asking the wrong guy.
it's crazy how removed I am from this. I think that's what it was called. The one on Nest, or the one on
When it comes to Destiny historians, you definitely are the more versed of the two of us for sure.
I agree. I think it is Beyond Light. That sounds right. That was the one with Barracks on. Oh hey pandas. He's probably trying to see when we want to do Borderlands next.
Now that we got this going on, we
Oh yeah,
get
now
the
that
router
we got
taken care of.
everything figured out, it'll definitely be possible to
Do some tonight.
Borderlands too. Yeah, we could do some tonight. Oh shit. I'm also just now remembering how exactly this build works. I need to pick up the ice crystals and stay in the circle of my grenade.
Oh, come on. Knocked me off. Just a little embarrassed. Maybe we dial back the this is easy before we get past the first thing.
It is easy. You know, I just like being cocky.
As we've died. Yeah, I know, but like, what are we at now?
4 or 5 deaths.
45 minutes so far.
Whew. Yeah, it's not like painfully easy. It also like I'm just saying that because I'm cocky and I like a challenge.
Well, yeah, because we could have put it on regular difficulty and done it one session.
Yeah, and we don't want to do that. We want to do it in a couple sessions.
I say we've never done that.
Yeah,
That would be the first time
literally,
ever.
since they introduced legendary campaigns, we've done the legendary campaign every year.
Every single time.
Yeah, so it's almost like our thing now.
Well, because it's like Halo 3 legendary campaign. I like akin it to the same thing every time. I was like, ooh, there's a legendary campaign. Gotta do it on legendary. Even when it didn't feel like there was any benefit to it, other than just to say that you fucking did it. In this case, it's just get the
God.
highest cap
I think my
armor or whatever.
my least favorite DLC in recent time was that Lightfall. That was just pitiful. I mean,
So boring.
yeah, like in the story was just very non-engaging.
It's so fucking emo, bro.
Yeah.
Who wants to play a story where like everybody, the warriors all gonna die? They always gonna die.
They're all
so they're gonna
destined
burn
to
bright.
die. Like
They're
the
all
opposite of the
destined to die.
Guardians. Like you have like 3 to 6 years. Like,
Like, what a
damn.
horrible shit. And it's just like, okay, so you don't get to do anything fun with your life. You just get to serve, and then you just go sit off in a house until you die. Like, what a great deal. So most of the time they don't. They go do something heroic, and then they go burn out bright and die. Like almost like committing suicide or some shit because they go out and do some sacrifice task or some shit. It's just stupid. And it's just like, and it's hard to feel like, I don't know. It's hard to feel like, I don't know.
It's hard to feel an emotional attachment to them when you know they're gonna die.
You chose to do that. It's like when somebody gets bad plastic surgery. Most of the time their support system around them tells them not to do it. And then they still do it anyways, and then you feel bad for them, but at the end of the day, you gotta let it go. You control the controllable.
You're
These
funny.
guys
It's
going
like-
out there,
It's like bad
Well, these
plastic
guys-
surgery.
these guys going out there and getting these amplifications and these like
Oh,
augmentations.
gosh. Like the things that are like
stuff
in their
that
skin
makes-
and shit.
Yeah, like
Blech.
that's what they were. They were doing all those augmentations that let them be super soldiers, and then like they died early for doing it. Like they made
Oh yeah, well
themselves
that
super.
they literally like are like like shortening their lives on purpose to be able to like
Woe is me. That's also people that are going around smoking cigarettes too. And again, I don't try to judge them too harshly, but I just know it's not for me. Not for me. But then there's people, when they go and they suffer because of it, you still feel bad for them, even though you really shouldn't because it was their choice. You still feel bad. Like those characters, because they made that sacrifice, you know, they still had loved ones before they turned into those things. They still had families and friends before they turned into the super soldiers. And then in that one case, you know, spoilers or whatever, you had to watch the guy suffer with the loss of his friend or whatever. But like, if they both signed up for the program, they know they both were going to live a short life anyway. So just, I don't know.
how can you be
Same
surprised
thing,
when
though-
that happens? Yeah.
The same thing that was with Final Fantasy VII and Soldier. Like when you sign up to be part of the program, then you just deal with the fact that you have a degenerative life on the backside of it because of the acceleration of, like, you know, the skills and the growth of your cells and everything else. So like, it's the same thing. I don't know.
Here, come over here.
It's hard to feel the empathy that you normally need to feel for the connectivity of like that situation when it's like, oh god, I fell off again.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, life all sucks.
Long and short of it.
And
like,
if you want me to, if you want me to summarize it, it's a guy standing there looking at his bro, and probably could have done something to save him, and he's like, no, Bob! Yep, that's Lightfall.
yeah, and you literally had to like just watch him get crushed in this weird like machine thing.
It's like every fucking bad like B-roll PG-13 horror movie. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, hey bro, don't do that, you're gonna get hurt. Oh, he got hurt. Oh.
It was the only
That's
way.
That was the only. Why? Why was it the only way? Because he was sploogity, so now he could pick up the chip that was his brain or whatever. Like, what?
Well, I guess that had to happen because we didn't have the ability to use our powers or something. I don't know.
we didn't use our powers like Willy Wonka does it in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory when he's like, no, stop, don't.
Well, no, it's like it was like that drain sequence or whatever when we were just getting what's it called, Strand. And
Yeah.
Strand was just, I don't care what the devs say. You look at all those weird platforming things that were inserted unorganically into Witch Queen, and you try to tell me that Strand wasn't meant for Witch Queen. You're lying. You're just lying.
lying.
Like,
Liars, liars.
it was just not ready. It was just not fully baked. Like that, it wasn't fully balanced or whatever. Like, or
Like, how do we take the best part of Spider-Man and put it on our game? I don't know, Bill. We're working on it. Let's make sure it makes sense. Well,
I'm
this is
telling
the
you, I bet if you go back and play
story-wise.
through the Witch Queen campaign, it's even better if you play it with Strand.
I bet you it is too. We should do that. Playing the Witch
Like it was meant to
campaign with
be
its
played.
intended powers. Like it was
Yeah.
meant to be played. And watch all these organic moments happen. We're like, wow, how fun is this? that would also encourage me to get used to using Strand, which I don't. So if I want to be Spider-Man, I will fucking load up Sony's masterpiece Spider-Man and play that game. And then if I don't play that, I can load up Spider-Man 2 and play that game. I'm not gonna play Destiny to be Spider-Man. This is like, but a game's gone on so long, they're like, what else can we do with it, Bill? Well, we can make it Spider-Man 2. Okay, let's do that too. Like, next thing you know, they're like, how can we make this Call of Duty Zombies 2? Oh, I don't know. Let's make it so that when they kill these enemies, they don't really die and they come back to life. Okay.
That isn't really Call of Duty Zombies.
No, but
You're
like,
bad at
it's
making
like you could-
comparisons sometimes when you're being
It's so
exaggerated.
dumb though. Like that's a stupid thing though. It's just that was a dumb mechanic. Like 10 years. My point is they spent 7 years trying to come up with new mechanics, and some of them were just like dumb. Kill the enemy, and if you don't wait too long, you gotta kill the core. Then the enemy's gotta keep.
I don't know. I
respawning.
thought that was. I thought it was more challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging when you got people just downing them and not killing the core, and then you're infinitely having to fight them over and over again because people are just not realizing what they're supposed to do. So then you have to stop what you're doing and leave your nice safe space to go do that. Okay, we've downed this enemy for the 5th time. Do you realize that we have to go over there and smash this thing? Oh, you don't want to leave your perch either. I get it. I
Alright,
guess
get over
I'll
here.
leave my perch so we can...
Where these enemies are spawning. This is our safe spot.
No, there wouldn't be a Call of Duty Zombies comparison yet, but I'm sure it's coming.
Well, it's funny. Someone's used the tower and made that into a custom zombies map.
Burn.
It's one of the most popular ones too, which is funny. I'm excited to play Water Park Zombies with you. That'll be fun now that we got the router.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't take long to set up, because before we do anything else, I gotta do another pack session. I gotta do some ripping and running. And then, I don't, what are you're doing an Elden Ring session today, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. I didn't dedicate myself to it necessarily. I said yesterday, I said tomorrow or the next day, but
You don't have to do it today.
if I don't do an
just-
Elden
if
Ring
you-
session,
if
I'm
this
gonna
is
do
the-
a Hollow Knight session. So
If you don't do an Elden Ring session, then you know this is probably the biggest break that you get to take before you go up. You know what I mean? Because it's the 21st, so you got like about 10 days, 11 days after today. I feel like you probably know your pacing, right? And if
Yeah,
it means that you play super long if it means you play super long sessions a couple days before,
also if it means if I skip a couple optional bosses, I just skip a couple optional bosses. I mean, I'm gonna have subsequent playthroughs of Elden Ring, I'm sure.
you're the one that has to answer to the community, not me.
I'm
You don't
not
have to
gonna
answer to
skip
me.
any of like.
I
the
don't
really
even. I don't
awesome
even know.
ones.
I don't even know what's optional. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't lose anything to a guy like me. I don't know. You got people saying you shouldn't have faced this guy, or you should.
Someone
face
was
that
telling
guy.
me
Those are-
I shouldn't have accepted a handout from the community. Someone was like, "Hey, you want some of this stuff?" I'm like, "You know what? Sure." And then I realized why growing up I always wondered, "Hey, why do YouTubers never accept those gifts on Minecraft servers or any of those different things?" And is it's because people find some way to invalidate the accomplishment because you had help from somebody else. Like I heard someone giving Moist Critical shit because he had summons on. Like, who cares? The developers literally have that as part of the game. Grow up.
Oops.
Like, we beat the encounter.
At the end of the day, it's how you feel about it. You know what I mean? So like, if somebody's gonna be shitty about it, then guess what? You get fucking boots to asses. We don't have room for that here. We don't have room for, like, we are gamers, we have time to have fun playing games. And when we're not having fun playing games, then we're still trying to get something out of it, like as a growing experience. Maybe making it so that there's some consumer awareness about a product, and we'll play a game longer than we would want to, just to make sure that we give it a fair shake before people would shit on it completely, especially if we spend money on it. You know what I mean? I have that conversation out in public all the time with people about that.
You have lost.
Oh, I can't kill that guy.
It's Caesar! It's Caesar! I cannot hold this any longer!
Oh, she's fucking... She's tweaking, man. Like...
Coursing through your opponent. This is not a fight you can win.
Oh.
Holy shit!
Oh, shit!
Oh my god!
Well,
Wahoo knew!
guess we're getting sucked into the Traveler.
There we go. You remember where you were at 336? Finally in the deal. Wow.
Wow. Oh, I see what you're talking about. The bird. Aww, all the baby ghosts.
Holy shit.
Venom. Oh god. What the hell is going on?
Are we alive? Is this... This is... Guardian. That
We're
vision.
finally in Canada.
I think we're inside the Traveler.
I like the aesthetic. We ain't in Kansas anymore. It's actually going when you walk.
Like Bastion.
A spider tank. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
We've crossed the threshold.
Wow.
This is it. We're really here. Mara? I can't pick up anything. No comm signals from Seoul. Zavala, Ikora, do you read us? Nothing. We're alone.
Oh, I want to do my water thing. Oh, wow. It looks blurry a little bit. Wow. Wow.
It's refreshing to be in a new place.
I can feel the light here. It's everywhere.
They did it. They did it.
Air.
It's like the best.
It's not what I expected. The heart. of
There's
the
water
trail
that's
would
dripping
be
off the
like.
camera.
It's beautiful.
It's
Isn't
not
it?
just a line just going straight up.
It's so familiar.
Love it.
It's very bright, vibrant.
This is city architecture.
Why are we just like forgetting that the asshole's here too?
Oh god! What the fuck is that? These gave me
What?
tinnitus.
What did?
Those.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Mop. Mop.
Mop.
That's one of the new enemy types, I guess.
It must be remnants from a conquered species.
Oh, remnants of a conquered species. I'm always down for new enemy types in Destiny. And that real, as much as harpies do fly, I heard someone talking about this actually. This is the first flying enemy type, really. Harpies don't really
wings?
move around and fly like these guys do. They're satisfying to kill.
Yeah, it's like bats.
I'm just glad that, you know, they took enough time to make this last DLC, even if this is the last one that we even care about, just to have a good send-off, you know, to have that final,
This is the thing. They fucking made it so that we have to get whatever comes after this too if this has a cliffhanger. This can't be just a final thing. Like, if it doesn't feel like it has 100% satisfactory closure, or even if it does and there's any cliffhanger that involves any characters that we like, then we are sucked in to buy the next thing too. Because I wouldn't just be able to let it go because we're invested for 10 years. So this whole, the final shape thing, like, no, this is the final shape of, like, how this game's going to end up and then pushing it forward. They finally figured out how they want Destiny to run after 10 years. This is the final shape. Now what are they going to do with it in the next 10 years? They didn't just develop this IP for 10 years just to be like, okay, now we're done. Traveler's dead. our traveler's dead, the witness is dead, we're dying. Like, it's not gonna be like that. But like when a big bad dies, they always have to have something to replace it, and it couldn't just be like a here's a flower at the end. Like it won't be like that. So just yeah, at this point I just hope that it's super fucking satisfying.
I agree.
Like literally like the climactic boss fight is gonna have to be satisfying because we know that we can keep playing the gameplay loop ad nauseum, and if what's the last whatever is out there and the last whatever boss like drop rate and the last whatever drops can be acquired has been gotten, then it's really just that's the end game. You know, so it's a dangerous thing though when, like they don't have something else coming out, so we didn't have to worry about this because they said it was going to be 10 years, and we were talking about it after the first game was over after 3 years or whatever. We were talking about it at the beginning of a 7-year cycle for this game 7 years ago.
Right.
So we still haven't had to have this discussion as to what happens after we defeat the witness, what happens after the traveler's healed, or what happens after that resolves itself, however it resolves itself.
That's the tower.
Shit, we didn't even know whether or not the Traveler really had pure good intentions until a couple years ago, and I still don't even know if I necessarily believe that.
Picking up a Vanguard emergency transponder. It's faint, but it's not far from here. Someone else must have made it through.
It's funny though, because then at that point it just brings it all back to whether or not the gameplay loop is satisfying, or whether or not the end of the boss fight is satisfying, that boss mechanic is fair, whatever you get for like, you can't really go into what the reward is, because if it's the end game rewards are always never more satisfying than achieving them.
Right.
You know what I mean? How many times have you played an RPG or something where you get the coolest weapon, or the coolest armor, or the coolest power, or whatever, and then you face one more adversity with it, and then it doesn't matter, because then you don't have any more adversity.
It's kind of how some of the super awesome weapons in Terraria are, where it's like
right?
you take the whole game to build it, and then it's like, oh, well, you have the most powerful weapon in the game, but no adversary to use it against.
Right?
Well, luckily
God,
they're creating like a more extensive end game, and the modding community has helped with that.
That's good. That's what that should be for. It says stuck on my screen, same as yours. No, yours doesn't say it. It says clicking L and R to transcend.
Where?
It's not doing. On my screen, it says click L and R plus R to transcend.
Oh, it might be showing you that because I did it and you didn't transcend.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I just accidentally fell off the map. The Destiny specialty.
Yeah. And then the game was over.
As much as I thought we were gonna do, I feel like we're only gonna do 1 or 2 missions this time around.
Yeah, this is probably gonna. We'll probably call it after maybe one more after this. If this one's like not super long, if this one's a little bit longer, then we'll call it. We'll do a gambit match after this, and then we'll call it after that.
I agree.
I always want to. I think that we should we'll start the session with a gambit match or like a strike or something, and we'll talk about what we're gonna do, and then we'll do stuff, and then we'll end it with a gambit match. And we'll go in the tower and stuff. We'll kind of like curate the experience like that, so we do a little bit of everything.
I agree.
I don't want people to feel like this is all we would do is just the storyline. When we played Destiny, we would do the things that made us feel good, man. Like, you gotta get the dopamine, man. And our dopamine jump is usually some gambit, usually a couple of strikes, and maybe go through the nightfall, so you can get a good drop there. Then we do like the stuff for the week. So, at this point though, since there's a new storyline mission, that's always what we do. We do the campaign first. Watch Bray throw horseshoes in Red Dead Redemption. Weekly on the Vid-Bits.
I wouldn't say I throw horseshoes weekly, but
no, but you could watch it once a week. The episode that you did do it partially. Plus, if they saw you play Red Dead Redemption, and somebody came in chat and said, "Hey Bray, you should pitch some horseshoes," you probably would.
Probably.
See what I'm saying? See how cool that is? Until it's not. Until you're like in the middle of like trying to rustle up some bad guy or whatever, and they're like, "I need you to pitch some horseshoes," and you're like, "I need you to shut up."
Yeah, because I would talk to our community like that.
Like, you just need to shut the hell up. That's all you need to do is talk to our community like that. Be like, shut up, baby, I know it. Let me reiterate, if you were a member of the completely... You're a member of the completely unnecessary tier in Bray's played Red Dead Redemption, and you tell him that he should probably pitch some horseshoes, he's probably gonna do it. I just remember when somebody upgraded to the completely unnecessary tier and I doubled the length of the stream and I was given a bunch of shit about it. Don't do that.
People give you shit for anything.
Don't bend over backwards for your community. I'm thinking, well, they didn't ask. And I wanted to. So, like, you don't own me. Like, I don't think they understand that we're, like, a full-time, like, gaming channel. It's literally what we are. Like, it's not like dudes that are like, I wonder if we're gonna do some content today. It's like, no, what content are we doing today? And how many hours of the day are we not doing content? Oh, 3 hours today? Yep, 3 hours out of 24 that one of us isn't on or sleeping. Yep, we're a gaming channel. Like, every time I talk to somebody about that, somebody told me, oh, how exciting. You could actually be like a gaming cable channel. I was like, I know, right? And they're like, is it like work? And I'm like, no, we literally just play the games we would play anyways. Except now, like, we have structure to doing it. Like, really? Like, yeah. Yeah, and we play our backlog. Like, quite a bit. Insane.
No, he stunned me. I can't use my grenade, damn it.
Oh, no. There you go. There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna take out these yellow bars.
Man, that guy tried to make me play Earl Weaver baseball. Hey, Jack Gaming. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Jack? Destiny isn't typically our bag here on the channel, but this is one of those things that me and Dad have kind of been passively invested in for the better of 10 years, so we just kind of wanted to see how this final DLC wraps everything up.
Let's call a spade a spade. Obsessed for 8 years, passive for the last 2.
I wouldn't even say obsessed for 8. I'd say obsessed for like 6. I definitely I was most dedicated for Destiny 1 as a kid. Like, I feel like and then once Destiny 2 came around, I had so much other shit I was playing and doing that I wouldn't say that I put as much effort towards it at all.
Hey, Jack Gaming, what kind of toppings goes on a hot dog? What's the hot dog toppings of choice? Chili and cheese and crispy fried onion straws?
That sounds good.
Is it dill pickle, sports pepper, a couple tomato wedges?
What the hell is a sports pepper?
The Chicago style dog, bud. The little sports pepper. That's what they call those peppers. Nope. I promise you. Look it up in Google right now.
You're a sports pepper.
Yeah, you're an upper plethora.
You're upper echelon.
You're the echelon master.
Appreciate it. Doesn't even make sense.
Well, you know, neither does people that don't like people that put ketchup on their chicken patties.
I don't like those people.
It just reminds me of being like 7. No, I want to live. No. Got
Come on,
right
Dad.
off the
We're
edge
so
there.
close.
Got spoofed right off the intro. Cheese, mustard, barbecue sauce, and onions. That sounds banging. That sounds excellent.
Sounds pretty good.
Yes. Mustard and, you know, I would not have thought mustard and barbecue sauce went well, but
I
Bray
thought
was
mustard
working
has
at
barbecue sauce in it.
Or
Barbecue
Bray
sauce
was
has
working-
mustard in it, I mean.
I'm sure it can. But Bray was working at a kitchen, a pizza kitchen, so he was bringing home some of their wing sauces, and they had this Carolina Gold, and I think it's a mustard-based barbecue sauce, and it was so good. Oh my god. I'm just like drooling thinking about it. Like the food was okay, but that barbecue sauce, the Carolina Gold, is just like, I guess it's a mustard-based barbecue sauce. So barbecue sauce and mustard separately. I'm gonna have to try that now. Okay, but for the hot dog itself, are we talking about a mixed dog like beef, chicken, pork? We're
No.
talking about all beef.
All
Turkey.
beef. Jesus Christ. Mixed.
America-
No. Fucking
America-
mixed meat.
Americana says all.
No.
You're alienating yourself.
Americana can say that's gross. All the least desirable bits of all the nastiest meats.
But they could be choice bits of all.
I just don't see why you need all the different meats. Just one meat, please. Beef or
Do you like
pork.
Slim Jim? You like Slim Jim, though.
That's not. I already know I'm taking a compromise there. That's just.
I'm not saying eat bar as. I'm not
I-
saying eat bar as.
Not.
quality.
I'm not. I'm a all beef Frank kind of guy. Don't.
Yeah, me too. I don't buy anything other than that, but I don't want to judge. What if he says mixed now, and then all of a sudden he's like, now Bray hates me.
Well, I don't hate him. I just disagree
You just
with
don't like
his
his hot dog.
decision.
You disagree with his lifestyle hot dog choices. You better watch out, Jack. Braden's coming for you if you like the classic hot dog that's served at just about any place.
The
Braden's
classic-
coming for you.
Throw everything into a vat and grind it up and so it works. Feed the most people for the least amount of money. Like,
They're like, we want now they're like, we want face cams. You don't want to see me cheesing out over this shit. You don't want to see me cheesing out over this.
it's fine if I don't know that it's multi-meat, but I'm never gonna just decide to do that.
Well, I'm bringing you home some multi-meat cheese conies, then. And then you have even like the chili on it's got a different meat too, so it's like quadruple meat.
Horse meat.
It just reminds me of the JonTron video where he makes the duck in. This is like, no.
That video triggers the shit out of me.
I can just think about it. Like, no, thank God he didn't make anybody eat that. They would have died.
I lost a lot of respect for JonTron, unfortunately, because he said some off-color comments.
Yeah, John, we need some sensitivity training, buddy.
Yeah,
but, you
yeah,
know,
literally. I
Don't worry, if you haven't watched JonTron's videos in the last 3 years, you can watch all 15 of them.
yeah, there's a reason he only makes a couple a year.
Jeez.
Chief, hello. He just woke up from his nap.
Alright. Yeah. It's sad because I do think that John Jafar is a
I don't
funny
think
person.
he's
I
a
just
bad
think-
person. I think he's unfortunately like someone should have just been like, "Hey, John, you shouldn't say that." Or some.
You know what's sad? You know what's
I've had.
sad?
Sometimes you have that friend who just thinks that the most shocking thing possible to say is funny, and then you're like, "Dude,
You know,
that's
this is
not
the thing.
you."
This is the thing too, okay? You do not have control over all of your friends' fucking mouths. You don't, right?
Yeah.
Or all the people that you enjoy. You don't have the control over all their fucking mouths. Like if you like us, you like the Vid-Bits, you don't have control over everything that we say. We're gonna try our best to always represent the values that you like attached to as far as liking our content, as you would like anybody else's content. But just know at any given time that if somebody says something that you like and they say something that you don't agree with, you can still like them, but you can either A, open up a positive debate, or B, you know, decide
Disagree.
not to agree with that. But definitely C, don't just decide that you're going to ignore the issue. Like supporting it and continuing to like support it and laugh and joke and dono and everything else isn't getting the topic of discussion that they were misspoke or they were out of pocket. you really it's responsibility, especially when there's content creators that are by proxy very big influencers in the scene. And if they get away with the shit, all it does is make other people think, oh,
I mean,
it's good to
shit,
work Blue on YouTube
John's
now.
mouth
Let me
is
start
why
working Blue.
he lost his ukulele.
Yes,
Uh,
he had all of his lines for ukulele like done, and he was such a banjo kazooie like super fan. Like for him to get to work with those people, he basically same thing that Gerard Khalil just did with getting removed from Sea of Stars. Their mouths and their actions, unfortunately, put them in situations where they lost dream projects because of it. So just know that if we ever misspeak, like I said, we are authentically and unapologetically us, but we will apologize if we are out of pocket, if we have a topical discussion about something and we are brought to light that we are wrong. But also, if somebody that we like, even something that we like now, any given time, anybody that we like now, if they are misspeaking, we're going to topically distance ourselves from supporting that if we find out that, and we're not going to just like silently be like, well, I hope they get better. Like, it's not our job to talk to people, but it is our job to be like, oh, we have to remove ourselves.
Right.
Kind of like how Slim Jim removed themselves from WWE after the Vince McMahon shit. And they were lifelong partners with them and believed in their brand and their ethics and everything else. But then once the Vince McMahon shit was not being resolved, they're like, okay, guys, we're going to respectfully disengage. And once they got rid of Vince McMahon, they came back into the fold. So, you know, it's one of those situations where brand deals and also influencers, like when we like each other, sometimes you guys can say stuff and we can say stuff out of pocket. But also, people can just politically, God, like, that's why we're not political, we're non-denominational as far as
You
religions
literally
go,
can never get.
You can't.
The number one rule is don't get political. Like,
you're never going to make all of your fans happy because all of your fans are not the same religion or the same political party. They're not. It's just not possible.
but we're also very
You
just
don't-
non-political. Like, we're passionate about
Right.
human beings, but we're just not political. It's so.
Absolutely
It's so
not.
such a toxic environment. Why would we be in the spectrum of politics?
Now, say we were born into families that were, then yeah, that'd be our thing. But it's not. Like it's not. So it doesn't mean that we're not passionate about people, you know, being passionate about what drives them. But at the same sense, like we're never going to be like, oh, so okay.
If
so you're
someone
passionate about politics,
if someone were
what's
to
your
come into
political
our
party
chat
or
trying to
whatever?
ask us a political question, we are going to outright just ignore it or acknowledge the fact that we don't address comments like that, and that's the end of it.
Yep, that's the end of it.
And the one time we had someone be intolerant in chat, I just instantly banned them because it was something that I thought
Yep.
was instantly banned.
Yep.
You ever come into our chat using slurs or anything like that, or start being shitty to other people's religion, you're gone instantly. Like instantly. Like we aren't representing any religion or anything, but the second you're intolerant of anyone else's religion, then we're gonna be intolerant of you. And that's just the bottom line. I mean, I hate that we've curated such a safe space, and like I guess because we've had such a safe space, we're just now having to deal with the people who like the really shitty people.
Oh, sorry, Jack. What we're trying to do right now is we're trying to push, and it's a storyline part where we're like trying to go into an unknown. We're trying to explore into the unknown, and we're trying to find some of our allies here. We're trying to find out like what. We thought we were going to perish going past this barrier, so we're now just trying to like explore the world inside of it. That's pretty much it. That's the easiest way for me to like wrangle that in for somebody that has no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, is that accurate, Bray? Would you say?
Yeah, so I think you summed it up pretty well. So a character that two characters we know are like beyond this breach. A character called Cade 6 who had gotten killed in past DLC, the Forsaken, which was a long time ago, and then ironically the guy who killed him, who got like his memory wiped, and he ended up turning over to our side. So both of them now are here in it's kind of like almost like the idol or god of this universe, in a sense. Like the humanity had been restored after a collapse from what's known as the Traveler, which is this big giant orb floating above Earth, and it's kind of like I said, their idol, or like almost worshipped like a god in a way, because it had saved humanity, and more recently, the Traveler had kind of done things that were indifferent or like didn't make sense to the motivation, like what we thought the travelers' motivations were. So so ultimately now we're just trying to like Dad said, regroup with our allies and enter the Traveler, which is, the Traveler has just been like this thing that everyone was so, it was like you were in such wonderment, like what is it, what's its motive, is it sentient, it's essentially the physical the physical manifestation of like light or positive in the like light and darkness kind of balance, and like all of, it's like it's essentially like what gave us our powers. It's our almost muse in a way, I guess. Like it's like ultimately like all of your supers and everything are from the Traveler, until recent DLCs where we realized that, you know, it's not as easy, it's not as cut and dry as light and dark, and like the motivations for both change constantly, and we actually embrace the darkness in past DLCs to be able to become more powerful. It's almost like when the good guy harnesses the bad weapon to be able to stop the bad guy type thing. So it's been pretty interesting up until this point. It's been a good change of scenery.
Yeah, because it's not all machinery and like industrious. It's like got some vibrancy to it, some life, some
Alright,
green,
we just need to hide
bright
behind
colors.
These walls. But this is the legendary campaign, so it's almost like Halo in a way. And Bungie is half of half of what made Halo great. So there's 343 Studios and then Bungie, and Bungie split off after Halo 4 to make Destiny. And then 343 still sticks with Halo, but they've ran Halo into the ground with Halo Infinite, so. As far as like the campaign, Halo campaign experience, a lot of that energy got transferred into Destiny as a project, I feel like. So this is like, it's just a more difficult version of the campaign, because me and Dad kind of started a tradition where we, whenever these DLCs come out, we play them and do them on the most difficult difficulty. Yeah, it is a cool story. It's just taken a long time for them to unravel it. That's the.
You can actually watch on YouTube, like somebody's put it all together.
The YouTuber is My Name Is Bite. He has a very good lore expose catching you up all the way up until this point, and there also was that cutscene that unfortunately we were streaming last night, and the stream got cut off because our Wi-Fi crashed, but it's currently privated, but I'll unprivate the video so you can, if you're interested, you can see the build up, the cutscene up until this point.
I tried. I gave it my all. Probably wasn't super smart, but
I'm just kind of running low on ammo at the moment. Alright.
good job. Good job, bro. What?
No problem, dog.
Wow. Which one you want?
Both of them.
Oh, you got both? You call both these? Ooh. Dissonance. An upgrade module. Enhancement core. 5 enhancement core. Ooh. Don't promise me with a good time.
Gunsmith engram.
Ooh. Heavy ammo telemetries.
Yeah, but Jack missed the story earlier. I think you should tell the icebreaker story again, at least the abridged version.
This was the old Vanguard command
So-
center.
Basically, Jack, there's this, like, in Destiny, the quality of, like, the drops of, like, the weapons, there's, like, you know, shotguns, snipers, rocket launchers, all this stuff. Like, there's different ammos or different rarities, kind of like different stream rarities, like excellent, mythic, you know, epic, legendary, like stuff like that. So, like, the highest rarities are like the orange weapons or the hardest ones to get. And
The
like
exotic
when the
ones.
game first, yeah, when the game first started, there was only a handful of ones that were really great. And Braden was just starting to play Destiny, and I had really gotten him into the concept of what was going on with the game, and he was really, you know, just starting to catch up. I had started the game pretty much when it started, and Braden started about like week 3, so he was pretty much like right at the beginning, but he was still trying to play catch up. So he's at Cub Scouts, and he was really sad, like with his time management. So I had found this way to one of these bosses. I could jump through a texture in the map, and I could get to an area where I could get above the arena, fight this boss that was really hard, and he couldn't damage me. And I had like there was a sniper rifle that would penetrate walls, so I could just get on top of this texture, get on top of the arena, and just shoot through the ceiling and kill this guy. And I just kept grinding that to get the rewards. And I figured because I could do it, and I could do it every single time, that I would bring Braden through it while he was at Cub Scout. So I'm just edging myself through there, and I get to the secret spot, and I jump in the texture, and I beat the boss. And because I beat the boss, it gives us both rewards. And he's just not home. He's at Cub Scouts, not knowing what's going on. Well, I had already had like this one of the 2 best drops of the game at the time. One was a rocket launcher, one was a sniper rifle. And the sniper rifle was a sniper rifle that had really good range,
And
an area.
regenerated ammo over time.
And basically, after I killed that boss, he got that drop. So when he came home from Cub Scouts, I was like, here you go. And like, it's something that people played for years and did not get organically to drop. There was this RNG unfortunate thing where a couple of the things, you could get almost everything else to drop, but a couple of the things, even though they said that there was an increased drop rate, and this game has definitely like fixed a lot of the drop rate, you know, occurrences now, but like, you know, it was rare. Like, people wanted one of the 2 things, and you were just lucky to ever get it if you ever got it. And he was able to get it on week 3, and you know, to make even more sense, there's times that we would do activities where people are like, do you have this gun? And if you didn't have
You
it,
could
then
be
you
the
couldn't
guy
participate.
just for having that one gun.
Yep. Like, well, cool. That person, that was your cred, even though it was a completely random thing.
This
Yeah,
is so
it was-
cool. Did you go into this?
No. I'm looking at yours though.
Holy shit. So essentially over the years, okay, so right off initially there were 2 subclasses, right? Each character had 2 subclasses, and they were of 2 different elements. Hunters had Blade Dancer and Golden Gun. That was it. Blade Dancer and Golden Gun. And then eventually they added Shadow Shot, which is like the tether. And you know, each of the other classes got their respective additional elements. And then in Destiny 2, they've since added Stasis, which is like the darkness, one of the first darkness subclasses. And then they added in Strand, which is like it's like a movement-based darkness subclass. And then now they've kind of opened it up completely to the point where you're able to kind of, like the Ghost said, you can blur the lines. There's no division now between the subclasses, and you can craft everything together now. So there have been so many, like, say before this grenade would be only on the solar subclass, and this melee option was only on the stasis subclass. Now you're going to be able to use any of those together in combination and be able to essentially make like the ultimate build. And I think that this is the kind of thing that people have been wanting, because in Destiny 1 it was a lot more like you could pick and fully customize your class a lot differently.
The signal's coming from.
I think for now, because we don't have a lot extra unlocked, I'm still gonna stick with Stasis, just because it seems to make sense to me right now, because my build is better for that. But yeah, that story, it gives me chills just remembering it, because it was such an important and defining moment in my Destiny journey, because I just remember that the RNG was so much more important back then. There were those guns that I think that's what made it so special, is because like there were certain guns that you hadn't got you know, you would play every week just trying to get this one done, and then you finally get it, and it's like that satisfaction is just immeasurable.
Well, it just allowed me and you to like just two-man any strike that we wanted by just staying back and like just sniping off and just like
being able
taking
to,
out the
to
whole.
take being able to do the hardest like level activity with 2-man was just, it made you feel very powerful.
You'd have to have patience, and it did teach you a lot of patience.
And what's really significant about where we're at right now is this is the tower, the old school original social space. Like,
Wow.
we just came out of.
I just noticed that.
We just came out of the where all the vendors were, and now we're in the main area. Which at the start of Destiny 2, I mean, they completely destroyed it, and it was devastating for a lot of us because we had so many memories here, and they completely, you know, like to start the campaign, they destroyed it and started from scratch. And it was tough because like spending hours running the same loops to the same vendors, like turning in bounties and doing all that stuff with your friends, like it was so much harder to deal with, like especially considering like the newer tower just felt so empty for a while. It took up until now, pretty much where it's at now, to feel like it's actually like lived in, and there's like a good deal of vendors there and everything.
Yeah, it's weird.
Holy shit, it's the witness.
Ah!
Holy shit, and you can turn invisible? This is just crazy. Did you notice that, Dan? You can turn invisible with this subclass. I think your melee kills turn you invisible. Holy shit, so the grenade upgrades and does something different when you're in the prismatic mode. It turns into like a supercharged trip. It literally is like a combination of all of the different grenades. That is so cool. It does, you see that? It goes through like, it goes from like stasis to solar. This composition is really good.
No.
Yeah, well, we do use some of those crazy, super cool, crazy weapons still. Like, they actually have remade some of them since then. Like, that weapon in particular isn't in this game, but there are a lot of other awesome exotics. Like the one that, okay, so the most rare exotic and most sought after exotic in Destiny 1 was called the Gallahorn. And Gallahorn was sold the very first week by this vendor who comes around every Friday and only is there on Friday, Friday only through the weekend, who's called Zer. And he would sell exotics, and you know, when the game first started, nobody knew what was good yet, so there wasn't like an established meta. So he sold one of the best, what would become the best rocket launcher in Destiny 1 right the first week. So unless you bought it that first week, it was like the most chase weapon out there. And I remember, you know, Dad in particular, he never got it. Like in its like RNG version before they gave it to everyone via quest, he never got the original drop. That's how rare it was, and it was like that's why, you know,
It's like because a check went on my ship that said, "Got icebreaker, do not get out. Do not get Galahorn."
that's how
That's
it
what
felt.
happened for me. That's how it felt for me. It's fine. I mean, I would have not traded. I really wouldn't have traded it for anything. Because if I would have had the Galahorn the entire time, but never got the icebreaker, I would have been more upset.
Yeah, I knew people who never. My buddy, his name was Mid Anonymous. He raged so hard because he never got icebreaker.
Traveler, it's hurting. I can feel.
All right, man. I say we wrap it up with a Gambit game, and we can call it.
Yeah, I agree. But here, I'll just for Jack, I'll show him the screen with all the different exotics. See, these are the chase weapons. They all have their different sort of things. Like Dad was using this one. This is one of my favorite hand cannons. When you shoot, I think it's 5 bullets, they like stick on the enemy and like blow up in a damaging combustion kind of explosion. And then, you know, you've got other ones like Ace of Spades is cool because after you get a kill, it reloads and it has like a
Cutscene, Bubba.
cutscene. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Sitting there right now.
So, what's next? We're outmatched. We're alone, and what is that noise?
It's coming from over there.
Oh, they heard us speak.
I forgot the character has a voice.
Me too.
You gotta get better boots, Crow. I could hear you coming a mile away. Now, Aldrin, he could sneak up on a fella.
I'm gonna cry.
You're not Crow. Well, I'll be damned.
Cade, how long has it been?
A lifetime. The kid told me a few guns were on their way. Said the Vanguard would send their best. It's real good to see you two. I finally have someone to talk to about Crow's stupid haircut. Come on. I'm guessing you have questions. And I won't say I have answers.
What a great
Let's
cliffhanger.
talk.
This was literally everyone's favorite character, the comedic relief.
I like Crow's haircut.
Sorry, I'm a little bit ahead of you.
That's funny. But that was everyone's favorite character, and he got killed off mainly because the guy had shit to do in real life. Unfortunately, he had other gigs that he thought were more important, which was
Let's just call a spade a spade.
what?
Where
Let's,
do
wa-
you
let me
start?
let's watch this and
I
you can talk about
died.
it.
You probably remember that. Not
Oh,
great.
this'll tell you
Partly my
everything
fault.
that must
Lesson
happen.
learned. Let's not dwell. And after that, nothing. But not a bad nothing. A peaceful nothing. I think I felt her there too. My
Damn
ghost.
it! I forgot to
Sundance.
turn
She
my
was
notifications off.
Or I was part of her. Like we were two cards shuffled back into our deck, whole again. And then there was pain. Separation, something pulling me out. I woke up here in this body alone. No ghost, no way to use the light. And what could make this traumatic experience better than finding my killer waiting for me? But we talked it out. because we're adults. He seems nicer these days. Yeah, pretty low bar, I'll admit. Because we got bigger problems. Bigger, weirder problems. Crow said this was all inside the Traveler, but I already knew.
Holy shit.
It's in pain. Pain I can feel. Somebody's up in that monolith with their hand on a knife. Crow calls it the witness. And what it's doing out here has a name too. The final shape. It's the end of everything. So I figure, might as well try to stop it.
Wow.
Fucking,
That was
fucking
awesome.
epic.
That was. It's shitty that like within this DLC they've already done more cutscenes and exposition, that better quality stuff than they've done in like the past 4. With aside from Witch Queen was good. Jack Gaming asks, "Do you have all of them, exotics?" No, I have a lot of them though. A good deal of them. I have pretty much all the ones I like.
Alright, so I'm gonna back out to...
I know I said it already.
Well, we can see if like if he has like a.
Just wish it were under better circumstances.
It's good to see you too, Cade. I never thought.
Hey, it's all right. I get it. This is a lot. And as much as we both want to catch up,
He's where the
we ain't got that
speaker
kind of
used to
time.
be.
We gotta get out there and find Crow. I was expecting him. not
That's
you.
crazy, dude. That gives me the feels. This is where you come up and talk... Oh my god.
We can save the celebrations for later. Guardian. we
No,
should-
let's... After he gets done talking, you should just... should be the point where we just get this out.
I'll
Since we're
give
standing
you
here
two
talking to
surprises.
Cade.
Last I
No,
heard,
no,
Cade was
Nathan.
out on
I mean,
patrol,
Cade.
called in some sort of darkness anomaly. I'll scout ahead. Catch up with me when you're ready.
Yeah, okay, so let's just go ahead and... Okay, cool, he dipped before we got to talk about it. Let's just talk about it. This guy is one of Brayden's... He's one of my favorite voiceover actors, too. And they literally had a situation with this character, which this is why it's such a big deal that he's back now. But, like, explain it, Bray. Explain how it made you feel about this guy making
Essentially,
a personal decision.
Like at the peak of character importance and at the peak of the story, in a sense, mind you, these DLCs used to come out on my birthday, not around my birthday, on my birthday, September 4th.
Like my birthday is WrestleMania related. Braden's birthday was Destiny related.
For a while, for a while, it was every day or every year on my birthday. So like September 3rd or 4th, right around my birthday, and like for it to be that this DLC came out on my birthday and they killed my favorite character, and it's because he had other obligations. It was so hard for me to deal with that. I felt personally.
Not only
I
other
felt
obligations.
personally like about it.
Bray, what were those obligations that
It was
the
a
reason
damn
why you didn't feel
soap
that they were
opera or
acceptable?
something. Like it was not.
You
It,
wanted to pursue daytime soap operas, which has been very much a dead format for a long time now. Like it's been like actually moving on to almost strictly online to be able to stay up with the times, or streaming services. So it doesn't even have the appealability that it did. But unfortunately, Nathan, who has a pretty deep reel, felt like he was going to be either in a more consistent or have like better stuff added to his reel by being part of the soap opera than leaving a voiceover actor role that was very much beloved. I mean, look how the community has responded since, Lance Riddick passed away, and we were blessed enough to have Keith David slip into that role because that character was so well loved that it was going to be hard to even imagine him not being able to be in that role,
right.
So yeah, I just figured it was good just to get it out there because this is like, it's not bittersweet because obviously we're happy he's back. But man, it was one of those situations where at the time,
It was rough.
And now he's back like nothing happened, you know?
Yeah.
And he's probably making more money now than he was making
Initially.
initially, yeah.
So to answer your question, though, I do not have all of the exotics. I have a good deal of them, and some are better than others. Some are extremely rare because they're like the only RNG weapons really now are weapons that are randomly given to you at the end of a raid. So the game is a lot more quest based to get these exotics at this point. But ultimately, I'm just very glad that this is shaping up to be one hell of a DLC. Like Dad said, let's go into a little Gambit match to just de-gauze after that. And Gambit is like a in-between between PvP and PvE. It's like we go in and we fight 4 other people. We are trying to race them to 100, essentially like 100 points, and points are they're called motes, and they're awarded for killing enemies, and then you like bank them in the middle, and you can actually like send blockers or like powerful enemies over to the other side, and have them kind of mess with the other team's progress.
You're basically racing to summon a boss and then beat a boss, but then while you're doing that, you can go over and mess with the other team's progress.
Can you switch
in
to
intervals.
Galahorn, Dad?
Do I have that?
Yeah.
I don't even ever use it.
So
It's
switch,
so, like-
switch to a normal primary weapon and then pop Galahorn on.
You're a normal primary weapon. It's that Adept Warden's Law that was fire, right?
Yeah. That
Yeah, it
Adept Warden's
was.
Law is only a little bit worse than your malfeasance.
The 4 times the charm, Vorpal, stunning recovery.
Jack said, "You read my mind. I asked, what's Gambit?" and then you explained it. Yeah. And it's weird. This is a polarizing game mode. Some people, like us, really enjoy Gambit. Other people hate it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they don't understand it. Maybe it's because they're not good at it. Maybe it's because they don't have the patience to play it properly.
Maybe they don't want to. They don't want to be a team. You have to
Yeah.
be a team.
Maybe they don't want to
You
learn.
have to.
Maybe they don't really want to learn how you play it. Like, I mean, some people just don't really care to fully understand it. I want to change my title. I'm sick of being Aquanaut.
You're an Aquanaut.
And titles are kind of an extra thing. Ooh, I'll be a vid master. I forgot I got that one. But titles are just a whole different thing that are just kind of like bragging rights kind of thing. Like this one, I did all of the accomplishments for the Vault of Glass raid, including all the stuff on harder difficulty.
Vex on the field.
Alright, this is the Drifter. It's funny. Right after they killed Cade, they kind of replaced him with this guy in a way, like, as the comedic relief. We're gonna shit on these guys, I already know it.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Alright.
Haven't played a Gambit match in what, 5 months? I'm just gonna absolutely destroy these guys.
You switched back to your invis, right?
I didn't switch anything. I'm still on whatever.
Oh,
so
you're
I don't
still on
mind, it's
invis, or are you on the prismatic thing?
I'm on the prismatic thing. I don't care. That's fine.
I mean, I was just thinking for I need your tether for boss base.
Oh. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Switch over that real quick if you could.
Let me get to someplace safe.
You're good. All right.
How do you say it won't let me switch? It says Transcendence.
You click. You have to the thing on the right. It says select
What thing?
subclass light or darkness, and you click A on it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, then just
That's-
don't worry about it.
No, I got it.
You got it? Okay. I just know that that's new, and I don't exactly know all the ins and
Yeah,
outs.
but I
of
just
that.
said we just talked about how we're gonna shit all over these guys, and now I spent 15 minutes in my fucking menu.
Yeah, it happens.
Just so you could have your tether.
Well, you know damn well that that's part of our strategy. I'm gonna sit on bank defense until I can invade. So invading is a whole other part of Gambit. It's the way that you personally can intervene in the whole ordeal. And it makes it so if they're holding moats or come on, dump those 3 in. Yes, sir. Alright, has been a while, but I'll figure it out. There's one. That guy lost his moats.
I'm just guarding right now.
Man, I got one personally, and then I got the other guy killed. So
Good
we're
job.
at least ahead of them in moats. Superman is drunk. Nice. That did not do shit.
He's up there.
Got him. Me and Superman gunned him down.
Jump.
I'll get your revive.
Hey, Rusty.
Rusty! What's what? What? I hope you're doing well. Me and Dad have just both passively been invested in the Destiny storyline for 8 to 10 years now. So, or like, we were hardcore invested for 4 to 5, and then now we're more passively invested. We just want to see how this whole thing figures itself out. But we did the start of the legendary campaign, and now we're playing a Gambit match. It's getting more competitive than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's all right.
I went over there and took them out in an invade, so I'm going back.
Invaders out. You'll get them next time.
Damn it. I don't want to say that we lost this strictly because I had to take too long to get my tether thing switched over.
I
But
definitely
it's literally-
had a part in it.
You've got enough to pull a prime evil.
I also just don't think rockets are as good as they could be. You know?
I should be using my sword. I don't know why you said galley. I usually use sword.
And your malfeasance, I forgot. I was literally just saying that was good for this.
It's all good. We still have this. We're the Goonies, baby. We always never say die.
People hate this scout rifle because of how long range it is.
Thanks, Water. Got killed by our sponsor.
Oh, he's mid super. I can't. He's moving so erratically. All right, we need to get damage on Primeval. Nice. Our teammate went for a Nova Bomb. It's neck and neck now. Invader. He's over here. I'm using my super on him. Yes! We got him. Alright. Envoys are down.
Yeah.
Focus boss. I'm watching. Oh, invades up.
I'm gonna wait till next phase to use my super.
Okay.
Okay, one more phase of envoys. Let's make sure we get this clutch on this envoy phase.
Shit! He sniped the shit out of me.
This other envoy down.
Come on, let me respawn.
Yes, 1, 2. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Yes! Good
That's what's
clutch.
up, baby.
What a great way to end the stream, man. On a high note. Got a Gambit memento. They bought strange coins
baby.
back.
What's up with that?
We said that at the same time.
That's good shit. That's spread at 2 hours. I love that.
They actually, maybe they fixed Xur, man. Maybe they fixed Xur. Maybe they gave him a whole new. If they gave Xur a whole new like inventory full of weapons, that would be fantastic.
Guys, we will come back and we will do another session of this within the next 12 hours. We'll figure out when that's going to be. It'll be more late night. I'm going to do a pack snack. That'll be an 18 games from me. And Bray is going to do, I don't know if he's doing Elden Ring, but because I didn't expect to be this pumped and want to do another session of this today, but we're going to figure that out.
That was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm absolutely on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, if you guys look forward to seeing more Final Shape content in the future, even possibly a Salvation's Edge raid run, we definitely would be willing to do that with subscribers if you guys are down to clown. But man, I've had so much fun today. I'm glad that we were able to do this last night. It was a little bit disappointing to have the stream just cut on us, but ultimately I look forward to finishing this legendary campaign, and you guys are just going to be in for a little bit of a treat, because we haven't really been this hyped about Destiny in a long time.
Nope, and it's going to be in a way where it's not going to be toxic. It's going to be all fun, all the love, and it's going to be able to give us the great closure that we were hoping to have for this 10-year loop and this 10-year journey as gamers. So
yeah, Jack, be sure to stay tuned for some more awesome streams later today. But I appreciate you sticking around throughout the stream, even though you didn't know what Destiny was. You're just now getting in now, so for you to be able to, for this to be a fun time for you, for it to be appealing and it be a good watch, I'm glad to hear it. If you are interested in starting Destiny, it is on multiple platforms, and we do have our own clan. So if you're interested in hopping in, possibly for the Final Shape as well, it might be a little difficult to adjust. But if
look at it this way, it could be like that great movie. So say Star Wars is nine episodes, right? So episode 9, you can't tell me there wasn't some of the neat little quirky side characters that you're just learning about in episode 9 that just got to be at the end of everything. Doesn't mean that they weren't important. It didn't mean that they didn't have fun. So
I just think it's awesome to have this progression and have the game finally be where I feel like it personally should be, and just to be able to get to that point where we have that good closure and everything. But
yeah, these guys don't know that we renamed this today to the Vid-Bits Arcade. We were formerly known as Chilltown. So today, and you see, like, you know, the Vid-Bits Arcade has more people now than the core group of people that hang out with us in chat. But these people don't know that they may not want to be associated with.
To be fair, that stuff.
So
our community outreach on Destiny is so similar to how our community outreach for the channel has been. I feel like playing
I bet
Destiny,
you those people are all chill, so yeah.
Playing Destiny is kind of how I learned to socialize, almost like I have for the Vid-Bits. Like, I always was the helper for Destiny. I was the person spending a ridiculous amount of time to be able to help other people, because it's all about the community, and to be able to
be fair, we started this because we were part of a bigger clan, and then they just didn't really have like the same needs that we did. We needed to be able to play and have like accessible.
Yeah.
We needed accessible people to play, but also were very laid back. And then eventually we started organically create. We just created it out of nowhere, and as you see, like, we've been able to stay away from Destiny for months and months and have our clans still sustain and play with each other and be active.
Because most Destiny players do that. They will come every so often when the content is at its peak. But I'm sure you guys can empathize with that. Ultimately, we're wrapping up today's episode. I've had so much fun. Thank you guys so much for your attention. Even if you didn't, you're not too invested in the Destiny storyline, it's been a pretty pivotal part of my life, given the fact that it's been around for as long as it has, and we really do want to see the end of the story, and just see where it goes. And even if we don't follow it, until it's very, very end, to be able to have a good send off, possibly, or even start that passion back, reinvigorate that flame, that drive to play, even if it's a couple times a week in a, just for stream. If it's only a game we stream and we play casually, like, just to be a part of this world and be able to, be back with some of my favorite characters, and like just see how everything how everything evolves. But yeah, Jack,
Well, we
if you're gonna get it, if you
awesome,
are getting
Jack.
into Destiny, it's the base game is free to play. There is, I'm not gonna lie, it's quite limited content for free to play. But if you're looking to get the final shape or any of the DLC, I would recommend looking on websites like ENEBA or CD Keys. You can always find secondhand keys for pretty cheap. I'm just saying, if you're trying to get in at there can be a decent amount of DLC, but you don't have to buy all of it. For the best experience, I really would only recommend, if you're gonna buy a DLC aside from this one, I would recommend Witch Queen. That Witch Queen is the only other DLC I'd say is kind of important to understand, what Destiny is like. But even if you just get in a final shape, I think this will be a fun experience for you. Even if you don't even get into final shape and you just hop in and were to start the base game, I mean, you have a couple days worth of content there.
Yeah, for free.
For free. So just even if that's just for you to see if you like the game or not. Ultimately, it's been a fun experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more story, more legendary campaign missions coming down the line. But yeah, it's been Bray
And Brian.
from the Vid-Bits. As always, have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Drink a little bit of water, and have a good time.
We'll see you in the next one, yeah.
Peace.
Peace.